5% from fiscal year 2022. Use tax is up 21.1% since 2022. Do you guys have any questions on the financial statements?
Hey, Dustin, is that, is the trend from last year about the same?
Covered everything?
Yeah, on the sales tax.
Sales tax. It's gone down a bit, but this last month it's recovered a little bit. But it's, I mean, it's not too far off, like 45,000, or I should say 49,000 out of 3.29 million. It's not too much.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Any other questions for Dustin? Seeing none, do we have a motion to approve the financial?
Motion to
motion to
accept
approve.
the financial statement as presented.
I second it.
Very good. Motion been made and second to approve the financial statement as presented. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Okay. Now, we have no unfinished business at this time. We'll move on to new business. And we need to make a slight change here. Kathy, do you have that?
I laid it in front of all council members,
Okay.
including yourself, sir. Do you have your copy?
This is for Westminster. It's a kind of a last-minute thing, and they came to me today. We do have their head of security here, Tim Howe, that can answer any questions for you.
To start, Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to amend the agenda to include the new item under new business.
Second.
Very good, thank you. All in favor of amending the agenda to add the Westminster proposal, please say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Okay. Tim, you want to give us the out?
Yes, thank you guys for seeing me or hearing me out last minute. I apologize about the last minuteness of this request. So I'm Tim Howell, I'm the Director of Security for Westminster College. This Saturday, October 28th, is the Westminster homecoming football game. Additionally, it's the opening, or grand opening of the new stadium, and then also the dedication for the stadium. There's going to be a large amount, or a large crowd of people that are going to be coming, more so than most games. Therefore, we would like to close Hickman Avenue from 7th Street to the parking lot at the baseball field. That way we can have more people walking on the sidewalk and roadway without the worry of traffic coming and going down Hickman Avenue. We would like to have the road closed from slightly before the game. The game starts at noon. We'd like to have it closed down probably between 9 and 10 o'clock a.m. until shortly after the end of the game, which we're looking at about 5 p.m.-ish, depending on how quick the parking lot, or depending on what time the game ends, and then also depending on how quick the parking lots let out.
Tim, are you saying from Westminster to Hickman?
No,
That's 7th Street, that's 7th Street there.
just
Oh, I
on
see.
Hickman from 7th Street to the parking lot on Hickman also.
Oh, okay.
So it's just going to be that like 300 yards directly in front of the stadium.
The only question I have, Kevin, are you aware of this?
I wasn't aware of that. I don't think it would be a problem at all.
Okay. And I think Chief Ladwig has done approved it, I believe. Is that correct? Okay. Any other questions?
I don't know if we've ever really specifically talked about it, but ambulance services, how do we communicate to them street closures for things like this? Is that something that we typically have a process to do in case of emergencies?
When there's a street closure, most of the time, PD, police department will notify our dispatch center, and they will notify all agencies, all emergency agencies, that the road will be closed.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Seeing none, do I have a,
I'd like to make a motion to approve as presented.
very good. Motion's been made and second to approve Westminster's proposal to close the street Saturday. All in favor, say aye.
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 Oppose? You're good.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, next up, we have our parade organizers for the Christmas parade, and I'll turn that over to them. I've been talking to them several times, and Courtney and I have been talking to them as well, so.
Well, thank you, council members, for letting us speak tonight on behalf of the annual Fulton Christmas Parade. And if you have any questions, just stop us and ask us if you have any questions. So the route for this year's 74th annual Christmas Parade will be the same as in the past. Would you like me to go through that route with you? No? Okay. Yes? No? Okay. It's December the 2nd at 1 p.m. The only difference between this year and years past is we plan to do a courthouse social. So we would need Market to Court Street blocked off in front of the courthouse until 5 p.m. And I'm not going to give you all those details because it's a surprise, and it's going to be pretty great, just to let you know. So.
Is that 1 to 5, Jimmy?
The parade starts at 1, and then the social will begin immediately after the parade, so whenever that is, you know.
With the fluid side of when the parade ends, like we don't want to impede traffic. So as soon as the parade is over, obviously reopening traffic through the rest of the community, but just that Market Street from Callaway to the courthouse. Is that Fifth and Market?
Yeah,
That's still
Fifth and
safe.
Market, to be blocked off till 5 p.m.
I can tell you they have quite a gala planned, and I think it's going to be really fantastic for the entire community.
I mean, you all know us, we don't do anything small, so, yeah. So, yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you for taking the parade and running with it, because I think it's a really special tradition that we have in our community, and I am super appreciative. So
Okay.
if you need me as a council person to help, please let me know.
So the social will really be rooted around children and the spirit of Christmas and community. So bring your kids out to the courthouse after the parade. So, yeah, or your grandkids or whomever, nieces, nephews.
And I think there's a long, like should be mentioned, especially with kind of understanding this, is that in years past, like we really want this to be a partnership from the community with the city. And that there's never one entity or one organization or anything standing. This is our town, this is our parade. And that no matter the players or the chairs or the city or whoever's sitting in any seat, that for years to come, this is what we have to offer as Fulton. And, there's definitely more to come, but from the get-go, we just certainly need to address the parade route, the events are scheduled, and hopefully in the future with more work sessions, we can iron out details from a strategic point.
And get through this year.
I think you're going to have a lot of big kids there too, adult
Good, I hope
kids.
so.
We're the worst.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun time.
Well, Jeff, are we making you cry from all this Christmas spirit?
So happy. I just love Christmas.
Marston, Bruce, Yeah.
Okay, does anybody have further questions?
Do we need to amend this for the road closure?
If you want to just mention that in your motion, that will be sufficient.
I make a motion to approve with the addition of the road closure in front of the courthouse for the gala, as written.
Second.
Very good. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? I'm looking forward to it.
You got some stuff.
Next up, we have the Executive Director of the Chamber with us, Tamara Totishan, will present the final year and report of the Chamber. Tamara, it's all yours.
Thank you so much. Before I kind of really get started, I don't know if I'm clicking this or not. Okay. I want to first thank you all for hosting our 2023 Town and Country event that was held at the Legends Rexplex. It was a fantastic event. The team out of the Legends did a fantastic job with the setup, and the city did a great job of planning the food, and everybody really enjoyed the event. So I wanted to tell you all, thank you so much for hosting that event for us and giving us the opportunity to showcase what a great place that is and a space to hold an event like that. Next, I wanted to also thank you for being a planner sponsor at our Teachers Appreciation Breakfast. And I have a quick video that I want to show you what you were part of. I think they're going to start it. There's some sound that goes with this, but you get the idea. Okay, it's kind of long whenever there's no sound, but I think you kind of get the idea of the Teachers Appreciation Breakfast. The mayor was there, Courtney was also present there. Our speaker, Jerry Brooks, gave a great message. He was very engaging with the teachers. They felt all the love that day. We gave away some planners and some other prizes, and so it was just a great morning to celebrate our educators in Callaway County. So thank you again for sponsoring the planners and allowing us to give those away. So before I move on to the strategic plan and, other things that we've accomplished, I just kind of want to give you a kind of a laundry list of some things that we've done this year. We have held a variety of classes for small and large businesses. We've done many tours for our Jobs for American graduate students at Fulton and North Callaway. We brought in the Be Pro, Be Proud simulator for a week to educate our students on the trade jobs like excavating, CDL, robotics. We had lots of celebrations with ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings, 32 ribbon cuttings to be exact, and the year is not over yet. We did hold a spring and fall job fair. We did mock interviews at the high school, at the college, and at the university. We launched our 2024 Leadership Callaway class, and we graduated a Leadership Callaway class of 2023. We held the second annual The Local Lemon. We doubled our participation in that this year with 14 students. We did Decision Day for students that were going directly into the workforce, so we celebrated them with the employers that they were going to be going to. We did Meet Your Future Employer Day. We held our second annual collegiate pitch competition. We did a candidate forum for the City of Fulton mayoral position, and the Chamber Board revisited our strategic plan. So mentioning our strategic plan, this is our plan where we focus on workforce development, economic development, supporting our entrepreneurs, financial sustainability, and maximizing our operations, and then continuing to deliver value to our members. So some of the things I'm going to talk about are the industrial development, workforce development, supporting our entrepreneurs, the CEC conference in 2024, and then some of our upcoming events. So economic development, this year in total, we have had 13 industrial development projects that we have submitted application for, and I appreciate all the help that I get from the city, and especially with Daryl. He's always willing to help me with all of those utility things. And so we just wait and see. Missouri Partnership is going to be providing us kind of a list of what happened to those projects in the very near future. For workforce development, we held National Manufacturing Day on October 11th, and we visited 5 different companies, all 4 schools did. You can see this bunch. We went down to Holt Summit and had some pizza, and you do not announce that food is served with a bunch of young men that are hungry. So that was a good lesson learned. Jobs for America's graduates at North Callaway and Fulton have been doing tours, and they've got an opportunity. They're coming here on Tuesday, November 7th, to visit with the administration. So that's exciting. They're going to learn about city government that day. Resume building for college and high school students will continue on in this fall, and then the mock interviews for the college and high school students will be also happening later on this fall too. Next was supporting entrepreneurs. This has been a wild year. If you look at these numbers up there, last year we helped 55 clients that were counseled, that were working on like business plans, maybe succession planning. This year so far, we've helped 74 clients. 27 of those are new clients, 19 are existing businesses, and then 28 of them are brand new startups. Which has been really exciting, but that when you think about 74 clients, that is a lot of work and a lot to keep up with. So with entrepreneurial startups, this is something that we're really trying to nurture because this is part of our ecosystem for development of jobs in our community. And from June 30th, 2022 through June 30th of 2023, we've had 32 new startups, which equals 60 new jobs. And if you think about that, and I'm just being very conservative here, those 60 new jobs, if they make $30,000 a year, that's $1.8 million more salaries that's coming into our community. You can times that by 7 because that's how that money circulates. So that's about $12.6 million that's circulating back into our community. Now, also one thing that's very key here is when somebody is starting up a small business, traditionally, it's between $50,000 and $100,000 to start a new business. So to be conservative, if we had 16 of those that started in Fulton, which there was more than 16, At $50,000, that's more than $800,000 in capital investment back into our community. So that is definitely something to celebrate. So speaking of entrepreneurs, we do try to continue to nurture our entrepreneurs that are here in our community, our businesses, and, help them through the hard times and celebrate with them the good times. This is a picture of me and Brooke Bartlett. Brooke was accepted into the Hy-Vee pitch competition. She competed against 70 other applicants in 8 states and got to be one of 15 to pitch to get her products on their shelves. So we made a trip, we went up there, she pitched, we talked about GoPo, we built relationships, we talked with lots of people, and I'm very proud of her, and she's right here in our community, and she talks about Fulton. When we have her talking about Fulton and her business, she talks about how she loves being a business owner in this community, and that is powerful. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, so let me just tell you a little story. Back in June, we had the opportunity to make application to hold the Connecting Entrepreneurial Communities Conference in 2024. So we made application to do that. In August, in late August, we had an opportunity to be one of 3 for a site visit. So we had the site visit that came in. The mayor and Courtney and Renee Graham with tourism all welcomed our site visit guests to tell them all the wonderful things that we have here in the city of Fulton to help us sell this. We took a stroll down to the Brick District Playhouse to show them that they could utilize that space for their lunch and have a keynote speaker right there on the stage. When we walked in, Debbie LaRue had Marlene Railton playing the baby grand piano, which was a great addition to that sale. Then we walked them down to GoPro, and we let them get some samples of their popcorn. Then we bought them a bag of popcorn for the trip and stroll the rest of the way down the street. We stopped on the sidewalk and had a conversation with Gary Vaught. He is the president of the Brick District. And he told them all the wonderful things about the Brick District. Then we went back to the chamber, and the mayor joined us, and Renee and Courtney, and we sat down with them, and we gave them a plan. At this conference, they don't just stay in one spot. They hold classes in different businesses and have like 6 classes going at one time. Then they give them a break of 15 to 20 minutes to get to their next class. And that's an opportunity for them to stop in the shops and buy coffee and buy things from Smokingbirds and all the good things there. So we had that conversation with them, and they left. And then a couple of weeks later, they came back and said, "You all are our site for 2024." Which is awesome, because that means we're going to have more than 150 people that are not generally in the city of Fulton coming here for a conference. Now, they've held this conference in Hannibal and Herman and Warsaw or the Benton County area. So it is smaller communities. This is ran by MU Extension. And so with this conference, it's just awesome that they're going to come here. So in order to announce that at this year's conference, we at Tourism made a video for us, and myself and Courtney and the mayor and Renee Graham and our small business liaison, Brianna, all were there at that conference to welcome them to Fulton and get them excited to come. We gave away a basket that was valued at $1,800. Our businesses are super excited that this is coming. So they were excited to donate to that basket because they want them to come to their stores. We have already started our planning with MU Extension. They were here last week. We sat down, we talked with them. Amy is working with their marketing team because MU Extension does have some very specific marketing guidelines that we must follow. They've told us what they're going to do and what we need to do, and we are beginning planning. So I will be reaching out to you all to ask you to come to the events and the mix and mingle we're going to do. I did ask them to add one additional day to their conference so that people would actually come in on Tuesday instead of on Wednesday morning. Because on Tuesday, we want them to come and play golf at Tanglewood, and we want them to shop our downtown and visit Auto World Museum and all the things that they can do here in our community. And then we will have a mix and mingle that evening for all of the participants to kick off the conference. So this is a big deal. It's a big event. We're excited about this. I appreciate the mayor and Courtney helping land that. This is an exciting time for us. Okay, and so lastly, I have our upcoming events. So next week is our 8th annual Show Me Innovation Pitch Competition, and it's going to be held at William Woods University this year. We have 12 people that are pitching in this competition. We also are going to host our first annual teen pitch competition at the same time at William Woods University. And we have 3 teen entrepreneurs that are ready to pitch their business ideas. We do have business after hours on November 7th at William Woods from 5 to 6 p.m. Then we'll do Callaway Careers Day for Westminster College and William Woods University students on November 9th. And that's going to be at the Playhouse from 11 to 1. Courtney has agreed to be one of our speakers to talk about career paths with the city of Fulton. Our holiday business after hours will be December 5th at Westminster College from 5 to 7 p.m. And then, of course, we are planning for 2024, so mark your calendar for the annual banquet that will be held on Thursday, January 18th at Capital City Event Center. And that is all. Do you have any questions for me?
I have to say I've been involved in many of the things that she talked about, and it's exciting to see us working closely with the chamber now and getting a lot of things done, and we got a lot of things to do, and we're working on that. And I certainly want to thank you for your hard work and all that you do for not only Callaway County, but the city of Fulton.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No other questions? Thank you.
Tamara, what was the time frame of the conference?
So it will be in the fall, September. So we have some tentative dates. I think it's the 17th of September through the 19th, but we're still working with those. Should be nailed down in November. Thanks.
That was exciting. We went to Warsaw, and that's our first, I believe, major conference that we've landed, and we're working on more. But it was really neat to talk to all the people up there, and even with the bony fish, it was. Oh, God. But, yeah, we had a great time, and they're excited about coming here, and we're certainly excited about having them. Thank you again. Okay, moving on to council and liaison board commissions. Councilman Henchy.
Yes, Mayor, I have no concerns.
And we're missing 2 tonight. Councilman Stone.
Yes, Councilwoman McClue sends her regrets she was unable to attend this evening. And then trying to find my notes. The Historic Preservation Commission's next meeting will be November 15th. As always, all members of the community and members of the council and administration are invited to attend. It's from 1 to 2 in the afternoon on November 15th. And then just a thank you. I saw some work being done on the retaining wall at 2nd Street and Ravine this week, so appreciate that continued work. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Luther.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I have no concerns to speak of at this time. Just do want to show some appreciation, just to add on to Councilman Stone's, the work we see around the city, the road overlays, the wall work. I mean, a lot of movement going on, a lot of community projects. I appreciate the hard work and safety, which should be the #1 priority as we maintain and work through those projects. So thank you very much. Also, appreciation for the support last Thursday. We went to several departments, including the fire department, police, for the Callaway leadership, or Leadership of Callaway program. So thank you for hosting us in that class. And also just appreciation for the county and the teamwork with getting the airport, the car, courtesy car, there you go. So I know it's been a long time in the making. It's awesome to see it. It's cleaned up well. It's got graphics on it. I got to see it the other day, and very excited. With that parade coming up, it might be an opportunity to show it off. So maybe it's something we can look at. But that's all I got. Thank you.
Councilman Combs?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I've got no concerns tonight. The Planning and Zoning Board Commission did meet right before this one. We've got the Southwind Estates Plat Division that we'll talk about tonight. And then we were approached by a gentleman wanting to put an RV park in town. That's got lots of conversation around that, but it'd be relatively small.
Thank you. Councilman Washington?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. None at this time.
Councilwoman Nelson?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I want to say a huge thank you to all of our city entities that were involved with the woman that was stuck in the pipe. I know that there's a lot that went into that. Our police department, our fire department, a lot went into that. And I know that it was a huge ordeal, and she's alive. And so I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody that was involved in that, because it was a big deal. And I think it's really exciting that we were able to save somebody. So huge thank you there. Also, I know, Kyle, you are here. I didn't see you. Wanted to get an update on that pole being moved. I know we talked about that probably 2 months ago. Yes.
Kyle Bremer, city engineer. I wish I had a better update to give. Let me check back into it and I'll let you know. I know that I contacted the utility companies involved, the outside utility companies involved, and have been busy on other things, so frankly, I need to check back into it.
Thank you so much. And we did have a utility board meeting. First off, I want to thank our utility board members for coming to the last work session. I know that everybody involved on that board is working really hard, putting the pen to paper and trying to formulate a plan that works not only for us as a city, but also works for our community and our residents, in formulating a plan on rate increases that works for everybody. I do believe that they are going to bring a recommendation potentially at the next council meeting as kind of what that's going to look like and what it's going to look like moving forward, and some sort of a plan so we know what to expect as a community. So I do really appreciate everybody involved in that, and I do anticipate a recommendation coming potentially next council meeting. Daryl, do you have anything to add to that? And that's all.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, can you back up? I did have an announcement, and I wanted to make sure that it goes out there. The NAACP branch is hosting a support scholarship banquet, and I know they appreciate any support that they can get, so I just want to make that mention on that. Thank you. That's going to be on November 11th at 6:30.
And that's on our website.
Thank you, Councilman. I might add a little bit to what Councilman Nelson said. The next U-Board meeting is going to be extremely important, I believe. We're going to be finalizing some of the rate increases, and I would encourage all of you all, if you could be there, to be there, and any citizens as well. We are going to have some raises, and we don't know what they are yet, but they're going to be looking at them, and I echo also those guys are working very, very hard trying to come up with the best plan that they possibly can, and certainly Daryl is helping them as well, for not only the city, but all of our citizens. I might also say I was at the Shop of the Hero fundraiser Saturday, and that was really a neat time out at the soccer field. And they tell me we have, I believe, about 60 children we're going to be helping this year. So that was really, really neat. I don't know how many was out there, but I would say there was at least 100. And also, the police department is handing out these stickers that I'd like to hand out to each council member. These were made in our own shop here in the city. If you haven't seen some of the work that he's done, he also done the work on the car. It is pretty amazing what we can do in our own shop with our own people. I too want to thank both police, fire, utilities, street department. We had all of our people up at Westminster. I know I got the call and I thought, storm drain, storm drain. But when I got up there, it was storm drain, like 12 inches. I know Chief Kofeld was up there working with the Columbia people. It was amazing to see all of our teams working together with Columbia. They all did such a great job to save her life. It's just amazing. Somebody heard her. I think 2 students happened to be walking to class and heard her in there. And from what I understand, it was from the security, head of security up there. It was more like a whisper almost, and how they even heard her was amazing. But everybody worked together and did an outstanding job, and I was proud of all of our people for getting in there. We had our backhoe up there and our equipment, and then they brought 3 fire trucks and I don't know what, 2 support vehicles that I saw from Columbia. Plus, I think Task Force 1 may have had some vehicles up there, I'm not sure, but I know Chief told me he made one call to the chief of Columbia chief, and they were there. So it's good to know that we have that support from our surrounding communities as well, and I know we would support them if need be. So I want to thank you all for the hard work you did up there. Okay, moving on to resolution. We have one tonight. Councilman Luther, would you read that for us, please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Resolution number 3514, local law enforcement block grant. A resolution authorizing the mayor on behalf of the city of Fulton, Missouri, to make application and assign all necessary documents to apply for a local law enforcement block grant from the Missouri Department of Public Safety. I make a motion to adopt resolution number 3514 at this council meeting.
Second.
Thank you. This is a grant that we apply for every year. I think we've got it probably for the last, what, Major, 30 years, 20 years? Yeah. So does anybody have any questions? I think the Major could answer anything any questions you may have. Seeing none, all in favor of Resolution 3514, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Very good. Thank you. We have one ordinance tonight as well, and Mary's not here. Councilman Stone, would you read that for us, please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Bill number 1692, Southwinds Estates Subdivision Plat 7. An ordinance authorizing the mayor on behalf of the city of Fulton, Missouri to approve Plat 7 for Southwinds Estate Subdivision, I make a motion to move Bill number 1692 for second reading at the next scheduled council meeting.
Very good. I think, if I'm correct in this, all of the utilities and everything have been planned out on this. So it's just a matter of approving a plaque or the plot. Do we have any questions?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, do we have any concerns about the street width? It's an existing street, right? They're adding additional houses to an existing street?
Yeah, that's my understanding, yes.
Okay. And I guess is it a 30-foot? I guess, do we have any concerns about the existing street and how it would now fall under our new ordinance of street width and parking on one or both sides of the road, any of that?
Kyle Bremer, city engineer. Councilman Snow, no, there's streets already built. There's essentially 5 lots that are being added to the subdivision. Everything's ready to go. The street width is adequate. I believe it's a 32-foot street. So, yeah, it's no concerns.
Thank you.
I believe that's the same width as all the other streets in Southwind, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, any further questions? Seeing none, all in favor of passing Bill 1692 and continuing to the next council meeting, please say yes.
Yes.
Oppose? Very well. The only announcement we have that I see is November the 14th is our next council meeting. Do you have something? Okay.
If I have a moment, perfect. I just want to reiterate, again, thank you guys for recognizing the staff. That was a dire situation that no one could have anticipated last week, and we're just so thankful for the outcome. I would echo what you said, Mayor. We're so fortunate to have excellent community partnerships with our surrounding communities when we need them. But I would also point out we had a pretty significant utility outage last week, and I know because I got, I think, 32 text messages from this group of people. So I just want to say a thank you to our utilities crews and Daryl and Micah for getting us back up and running. And again, when we need them, they always show up and they do a really great job for us. I did put in our DOA report, I just want to highlight it again, we have a lot of staff that are doing some really incredible things, a lot of professional and educational accomplishments, so please make sure that you take a look at that for them. And again, I know that many of them watch this, so we're very proud of the work that you do every single day. I also want to thank our citizen visitors that are here with us tonight and just encourage you, if you guys have any issues or anything you need to talk about, our door is always open. I know sometimes coming to a meeting, it's not always comfortable to come up and speak right at first, but if there's ever anything we can do for you, we absolutely want to make ourselves available to do that. And then lastly, I just want to let you guys know that you will be seeing some information on the budget. There's been quite a bit of work that's been going into that lately, so you will be seeing something at our next council meeting so that you can really begin to digest all of that information. And that's all I have.
Okay, very good. I want to commend Daryl and his people on that. As soon as the lights come, and that was the darkest night that I think I've ever seen. I was sitting in my living room and the lights went out and I found my phone and I called Daryl and Daryl was out already. And he said Micah was downtown. And so those two were on it within a minute or two. And so I know they worked hard. Daryl, you want to explain a little bit, I know you did to us at the utility board, exactly. It was an old lightning, you can explain it better than I could.
Yeah, we ended up with 2 issues. One of them was the substation down at Colt Sandestin. We had out of service for maintenance, and when they tried to put it back in, a fuse lock broke. So that substation was transferred to the one out by the License Bureau. So we ended up with basically 4 circuits on a substation, it usually has 2. And that was part of the darkness problem, was it's like, wow, this is gonna be fun. But what actually happened to cause that outage was an old lightning arrestor at the Colt-Sandestin substation blew up. So when we found it, we cut the lightning arrestor loose and we got the station back in service. We've been talking about time delays getting equipment and stuff. When the fuse holder broke, to replace it was 12 weeks out. So we made a call to several places, and the good folks at Central Electric down there in Jeff City that serves the co-ops with the transmission, they helped us out, and they actually sold us a set of 3 switches. And that substation was put back in service yesterday afternoon. So big shout out to Central Electric in Jefferson City. And we did have a spare arrestor, we got it on. But probably at the age of those arresters, we'll be probably replacing those and updating those switches, because it seems like parts are hard to come for those switches. And that switch cost us around $14,000 for the 3 switches. So that's what happened.
Great job. Thank you to the citizens that evening. I had reason to be out and about, and when I was, everyone was being, I mean, the speeds that people were driving were way down. No one was being reckless, and everybody was watching each other and just being very respectful of each other throughout the entire evening.
Thank you, Darrell. All right, we do not have a need for an executive session tonight. However, we will have the next meeting. Is there anything else anybody wants to bring up?
We've been talking about everybody working together, and I meant to say it when I was up here. The police department helped us as much as they could that night. They was driving around with their bar lights on, trying to see what happened, and was helping us. And we really did appreciate that, because it was dark, and we probably had, I won't say I saw 4 cruisers out trying to find stuff for us. And then the county called and said, hey, we're getting a lot of calls. Would you like us to put a text out on the alert system? And they did that to help us also. So there was a lot of people, including the county, that helped us with that.
I know our police department was out monitoring the locations where there's normally alarms, banks, and businesses, so they did a great job. Thank you. Anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
All in favor of motion to adjourn, say aye.
Aye.